bring you 30 minutes of news, insight and inspiration. So sit back, stay informed. The EBN Prime Edition, coming to you live from our studios in the nation's capital, Nairobi, begins right now with our top story tonight. Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba has dismissed claims of the existence of fake schools in the country, saying the issue arose due to delays by some institutions in submitting required documents to his office on time. Speaking in Mombasa during the opening of Kayesi examination papers in Kisauni, the Education CS said the ministry has launched an investigation into reports that some unregistered schools have been receiving government funds, with the findings expected to be released next Friday. Ogamba also warned examination supervisors against engaging in exam malpractice, cautioning that tough action will be taken against anyone found culpable.
We did not say that there are ghost schools. What I indicated in Parliament is, as at the time I was in Parliament that day, we had not released a 1.1 billion to the schools that had not submitted the data, because what happened when the schools did not submit the data, we decided to pay a number of them 50% of the capitation. There were about 990 schools as at that time. So once we complete this exercise, ladies and gentlemen and members of the media, we will give you the actual data which then you can disseminate to the public.
And switching gears to matters politics is that in a strategic political maneuver, President William Ruto has today called on opposition leaders, saying they lack a clear agenda for Kenyans beyond their one-term mantra. Speaking in Makueni County, where he led a star-studded team of political leaders as he began his 4-day tour of the Ukambani region, the president said he will defeat any opposition candidate in the 2027 presidential race. He also vowed to ensure that the Kamba region is part of the government in the next general election, adding that his goal is to ensure that every part of the country is not left behind as his administration works to transform Kenya. The head of state, accompanied by his deputy, Professor Kithure Kindiki, also launched several ambitious development projects in the county, a move aimed at rallying support at a time when the region has embraced a new camaraderie with impeached Deputy President and DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua.
Gibson Maweu Ngondu, mimi nataka niwaulize nyinyi watu wa Makueni, viongozi wenu, si ndio mnachagua MCA, si ndio mnachagua mbunge na senator na governor, si ndio mnachagua rais? Mtu anachaguliwa kwa ile kazi amefanya ama anachaguliwa kwa sura yake? Mtu anachaguliwa kwa sababu gani? Kwa sura ama kwa kazi? Kwa sura ama kwa kazi? Kwa fitina ama kwa kazi? Kwa chuki ama kwa kazi? Kwa ukabila ama kwa kazi? Si kila kiongozi anachaguliwa kwa kazi? Sasa kama mtu asubuhi ukabila, jioni chuki, jioni ingine shares, sijui. Hiyo watu tutawazamisha asubuhi ama tutawangojea? Asubuhi na nini? Asubuhi na nini? Asubuhi na nini? Si asubuhi na mapema? Ama mnasemaje ndugu zangu?
Vile tunaenda mbele, tunataka siasa ya Kenya ibadilike, tuchunge mambo ya maendeleo. Kila kiongozi ambaye anakuja kuongea hapa anasema ile kazi ambaye amefanyia wananchi. Na kwa hivyo wale wanashindana na sisi, mupunguze mambo ya ukabila na chuki na kisirani, tuongee mambo ya sera. Sisi tukiongea mambo ya stima na barabara na masoko, na nyinyi mkuje muongee sera yenu. Wacheni kuleta chuki, ukabila na kisilani kwa wananchi. Ama mnasemaje Kilome? Nyinyi mko kwa 2 term ama mko kwa kamria? Mko kwa 2 term. Hii ya William Ruto mko kwa 2 term. Ni 2 term si 2 term. Kilome hoye.
And to matters education is that junior secondary school teachers in Kericho County are calling on the Teacher Service Commission, that is TSC, to employ more than 20,000 junior secondary school teachers on permanent and pensionable terms. The teachers say many of them continue to work under uncertain conditions without job security or medical cover. They add that despite the government's recent rollout of nationwide medical insurance cover for educators, most junior secondary teachers remain excluded because they are employed on contract terms. Corporate Kericho Executive Secretary Mary Rotich is now calling on the Teacher Service Commission to prioritize the absorption of all junior secondary school teachers to ensure fair treatment and improved working conditions.
Today we are here just to remind Teacher Service Commission that there are interns who are employed on internship, the science teachers, that are yet to receive any communication from the commission. Their term of service is coming to an end, and yet there is no one who has told them anything. We want to hear only one voice, and that voice is confirmation of the interns.
We want to ask the government to come clear and tell the Kenyan teachers that the Ministry of Education is saying there is no money, and the Ministry of Treasury is saying they will confirm us. Let them come out and tell us the truth, because we want confirmation now. Our business is confirmation.
Still on that note, junior secondary school teachers in Migori County are urging the government to employ them on permanent terms after the expiry of their current contracts. The teachers hired to implement the new competency-based curriculum warned that failure by the Teacher Service Commission to offer permanent employment could disrupt key STEM subjects including science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Yes, intern teachers. Because we are very anxious. We are requesting the ministry and our commission, the TSC, to move with speed to confirm the intern teachers, the 2025 intern teachers in Kenya.
Unapata mwalimu wa JSS hana raha, akikuja kwake hana pesa, akirudi kwa shule hakuna pesa. So walimu wanafunza tu ili hata time iende tu. But there's nothing motivating teachers, and I'm really pained.
We are gathered here today to demand that we must be confirmed. No confirmation, no science, because we have been undergoing a lot of challenges. We have worked diligently. Our contract is coming to an end by 31st December. And therefore, we must make sure the government, in liaison with the ministry, must make sure that we intern teachers are confirmed.
We are not so happy with the ongoings. I'm calling upon the Treasury to allocate funds so that we can see the advert on confirmation of the 20,000 intern teachers as soon as now.
And remember, the conversation doesn't stop here. You can catch all our updates, breaking stories, and behind-the-scene moments by following us across our social media platforms. That is at EBN TV on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube. Moving on, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, that is EACC, has vowed to sustain its crackdown on corruption in devolved units, including what it describes as budgeted corruption emanating from county assemblies. In a statement delivered on his behalf in Kisumu, EACC Chief Executive Officer Abdi Mohamud expressed concerns over the growing involvement of members of county assemblies in tender issuances that violates the Conflict of Interest Act. The Commission has also urged recruitment agencies to verify academic certificates to prevent the loss of public funds through salaries paid to unqualified individuals.
Yes, intern teachers, because we are very anxious. We are requesting.
The previous mass recruitments, the Commission has received reports of parents and the guardians resorting to fundraising, selling family land, and sometimes exhausting life savings in desperate attempts to secure admission for their children by bribing public officials. In this regard, the Commission reminds the public that bribery in police recruitment has the potential to undermine merit, competence, and accountability, with consequences that extend beyond the individual recruit to the society that they eventually serve when they finally finish their training and are deployed in various functional areas to discharge police duties. For this reason, that the Commission urges the public to desist from any form of bribery in the upcoming recruitment process. Candidates should not offer any bribe, gift, or other favors to influence that recruitment. And any suspected case of bribery in the recruitment process should be immediately reported to EACC or other relevant authorities. Big funds that have been paid under illegal contracts, including tenders that have been awarded to individuals and entities through fraud and a conflict of interest. Supportive jurisprudence emerging from our courts is that where a tender.
Members of the Broad-Based Brigade have urged citizens to support President Ruto's efforts in a nationwide initiative aimed at uniting all Kenyans. During a press briefing in Donholm, the youths called on the ODM community to maintain unity until 2027, noting that this was the late Raila Odinga's wish. They also stressed the need for a more inclusive government that engages youths from all sectors and political affiliations, ensuring participation and development for everyone.
The Broad-Based Brigade, a national youth movement bringing together young leaders and professionals from across Kenya's political spectrum, issue this statement to affirm our collective commitment to inclusive governance, youth participation, and national unity. First of all, a new spirit of cooperation Kenya stands at a moment of political renewal. In the recent months, we have witnessed reconfiguration of political alliances and a growing spirit of cooperation between government and opposition forces. As a young people who believe in progress over partisanship, we welcome the shift to affirm our support for the broad-based government initiative seeks to unite leaders around shared goals, development, inclusion, and stability. Our vision and basis of support of broad-based believes in that engagement rather than endless confrontation is the most effective way of securing opportunities for the youth. We therefore support the ongoing collaboration between political leaders under the broad-based framework, recognizing it as platform for delivering tangible results in areas that matter most to our generation.
Na sisi pia kama vijana wa hii nchi tuliachwa kwa broad-based na bosi yetu ambaye amepumzika, Raila Amolo Odinga, si ndio? Na sisi tunasema hivi, kwa sababu tunataka nchi iende mbele, tuko kwa broad-based na tunaambia rais wetu na ile chama yetu ya ODM wameungana na rais wetu kutengeneza nchi.
More than 13,000 national identity cards have remained uncollected in Embu County, raising concerns among registration officials as Kenya gears up for the next general election. County Commissioner Jack Obuo has urged residents to visit civil registration officers and Huduma centers in Embu town to collect their long-ready ID cards. Obuo added that chiefs and their assistants have been mobilized to disseminate the message at the grassroots level, while emphasizing that the data protection law prohibits handing over ID cards through administrative officers.
Wakati huu watu wanahitaji IDs wa register for voters na mahuduma zingine. So siku hizi tuko na hii Data Protection Act. Hatuwezi peana hizo IDs kwa watawala. Lakini tunataka information ikuje na bado tutaventilate tuhakikishe kwamba zimefikia wananchi.
Nowadays our office is very efficient. We are producing IDs every week. We are receiving over 500 IDs every week.
Human rights activists in Kwale County have strongly criticized the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act of 2025, signed into law by President William Ruto. The activists say the digital legislation violates the constitution by curtailing freedom of speech, particularly as the country approaches election periods. Speaking in Kinondo during a workshop organized by the Peace Tree Network, which engages young women on digital safety, the activists argued that the law described as draconian has shortcomings because citizens were not involved in its drafting. The remarks come after the court suspended the implementation of the amendments, which were aimed at curbing computer misuse and online crimes.
Ya sana nikiangalia ni kama ambayo imebadilishwa ikafinyangwa kwa sababu ya kufeva maono ya watu fulani kuhusu mambo ya kushinda kura na kura zinazokuja za 2027. Manake lengo kuu la kubadilisha sheria ile haikuwa kwa sababu ya wananchi, bali ni kwa sababu ya watu wachache wetu katika nchi ambao wameona kama Mkenya amepewa uhuru mwingi wa kujieleza na ule ukweli ndio ambao unawahujumu.
Sheria zilitiwa sahihi haraka, lakini kuna haja ya public participation. Wananchi wapewa wakati wa kuweza kutoa maoni yao, kwa sababu zile sheria ziko ndizo, lakini sasa kukiona sauti ya mwananchi pale, ile sheria ndio itakuwa na nguvu zaidi. Kuna baadhi ya vipengee ambavyo vitakuwa vinagandamiza, na sisi kama watetezi wa haki za kibinadamu tunasikuta kwamba zitakuwa zinadhulumu haki za kimsingi za kibinadamu. Lakini kuna umuhimu zile sheria ziwepo, lakini kuboreshwa zaidi ni kuweza kuwahusisha wadau wote.
Tukiangalia vizuri research tu, in every 3 women wana face gender-based violence, and this one of the ways yenye hii inafanyika is through online engagement. And so as Peace Tree Network tunaona kwanza ni muhimu beyond just teaching the young women kuhusiana na masuala ya political participation. Pia ni important kurecognize ya kwamba kuna a lot of online harassment yenye inafanyika, cyberbullying yenye inafanyika.
Tumejifundisha vitu vingi sana, ikiwemo njia zile sahihi na za usalama ambao naweza nikatumia social media. Social media, najua mtu akiniharass kwenye ile social media, ni njia gani ambayo naweza nikazifuata kujitetea, vile vipengele ama zile kina nani ambao nitawafuata, ama ni vitu gani ambao nitavifuata kwenda ku report harassment ambayo itakuwa nimezipata pale kwenye social media.
And to some breaking news is that Isiolo South Member of Parliament Tubi Bidu Mohammed has passed away while receiving treatment at the Nairobi Hospital. National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has led the nation in mourning the late legislator, describing him as a dedicated and visionary leader who served his people with humility and commitment, and that details surrounding his death still remain scanty as the country comes to terms with the sudden loss. And we will continue bringing you more updates on this developing story. Moving on, the Kenyan government has been challenged to offer asylum to Tanzanian opposition members who have fled persecution. Opposition leader and lawyer Professor George Wajakoya says he is currently hosting several Chadema leaders seeking refuge in Kenya. The Chadema leaders claim that the situation in Tanzania is unbearable, with ongoing killings, abductions and torture targeting those who oppose the Samia Suluhu administration.
Tarehe 1, tarehe 2 kulikuwa na mauaji makubwa sana yanaendelea katika nchi yetu. Na sababu kubwa ya watu kuuawa ni ile madai ya kutaka mfumo huru wa uchaguzi, kutaka katiba mpya. Vijana hawajasikilizwa kwa muda mrefu, na hata kabla ya uchaguzi hali haikuwa nzuri Tanzania. Yani ndani tu ya mwezi mmoja, mwezi ule wa 10 kuelekea uchaguzi, vijana zaidi ya 54 walikuwa wametekwa, na mpaka sasa hivi haijulikani waliko.
Inatisha kuona kwamba taifa ambalo ilikuwa ni Eden ya amani na utulivu imegeuka kuwa uwanja wa damu kabisa. Kwa hiyo mimi na wenzangu na mamia ya vijana wa Tanzania wamekimbia maeneo mbalimbali ya nchi kuokoa maisha yao.
As you know, the situation in Tanzania has become very volatile. Frequent abuse of human rights and no condemnation from African leadership. I therefore act both as a lawyer and a leader of Roots Party in Kenya to bring to the realization of the world that at this particular time and moment, Africa should not be having issues of refugee matters.
The management of Busia County Referral Hospital has issued a 30-day ultimatum to families of deceased persons whose bodies remained unclaimed at the hospital morgue, warning that failure to collect them will result in a mass burial. According to hospital officials, a total of 38 unidentified bodies have been at the facility for the past 3 years. 5 female and 33 male. Speaking outside the morgue, hospital administrator Xavier Baraza said the morgue, which has a capacity of only 12 bodies, is now overwhelmed, adding that preserving the bodies has been a challenge, prompting the decision to clear the backlog. Members of the public who have missing kins are being urged to visit Busia County Referral Hospital.
Mochari yetu iko na capacity ya hold only 12 bodies na kwa sasa tuko na 64, ambapo preservation ni challenge juu ni gharama kubwa. Gharama ya matibabu ya kuzitibu ni ghali, ndio tungependa tuweze kudispose hizi miili.
So tumepokea na OCS wa Busia, Bomala, Matayos na Mbale kwa tunaweza dispose. Kama kuna mtu ambaye alipotea the past 2-3 years, Ujima alienda, tunawakaribisha mkuja muangalie kwa mochari yetu. Labda anaweza kuwa kwa hapo, msaidie ku identify. The moment tunapata court order, then to dispose his bodies.
Parents across the country have been urged to exercise caution when taking their sons for circumcision amid growing concerns over the rising number of unqualified individuals conducting the procedure. Health experts warn that boys who undergo the rite of passage under unsafe conditions face a high risk of contracting infections such as HIV and could also suffer serious damage to their reproductive organs. They're now calling for strict hygiene standards in the use of properly sterilized equipment, even as the important cultural rite gains momentum across the country this festive season.
Ni vizuri kupeleka mtoto mahali kuna hospitali ndiweze kuangaliwa na professionals vizuri, na pia kuna ile care ya after the procedure, ile ni muhimu sana pia. Wakikaa karibu na hospitali tunawamonitor kila siku, tunaensure the healing inaenda vile inafaa.
Mara nyingi tunawapeleka katika sehemu mbalimbali ambazo hazieleweki, na baadaye wanakuja kupata shida za kiafya, wanakuja kupata complications ambazo mara nyingi zinakuwa zinawekea familia nyingi madhara mengi.
The senior principal magistrate at the E10 locus in Elgeyo Marakwet County, Gladys Adhiambo, has raised concerns over the increasing number of child abuse cases being handled at home, terming it a major obstacle to justice for victims. She emphasized that all cases involving children should be presented before a court of law, warning that settling such cases outside the formal judicial system is illegal. The magistrate further cautioned that anyone found conducting or participating in the resolution of cases outside the court will face severe legal action.
Changamoto tuko nayo ambayo inafanya kesi za watoto zisikamilishwe kwa muda ambao unafaa. Unapata kwamba kuna wale ambao wanaitilafiana na kesi za watoto. Haswa sana zile kesi za kunajisi watoto. Utapata kuna wale ambao wanafanya koti za huko nje, kangaroo courts, ambayo haifai. Yote ambaye atapatikana akifanya hizo kangaroo courts ajue anakiuka sheria na atachukuliwa hatua kali.
Tumeanzisha alternative justice systems. Hizi ni njia mbili kuu ambazo zina encouragewa pia wananchi waweze kutumia wakati ambapo wanataka kupata hiyo haki kwa haraka.
Unapata kama kesi za watoto ambazo ni za maintenance, wakati mume na mke wako pamoja wamekuja kesi kotini, zinaadhiri sana familia na pia zinaadhiri watoto. Hivyo ndivyo koti ikaona ni vizuri hao wakuje, wanaweza kuwasaidia katika mambo ya maridhiano na mambo mengine ambayo itakuwa ya manufaa kwa watoto.
Kenyans have been urged to join hands and continue tree planting efforts across the country to help mitigate the adverse effects of climate change. Officials from various organizations made the call during a tree planting activity in Kimakia Forest, Gatanga constituency, Murang'a County. They further emphasized that tree planting is a shared responsibility for every Kenyan to help achieve the government target of 15 billion trees. Communities have also been urged to conserve the environment and protect vital water catchment areas.
Our target by 2032 is to reach at least 35. We have a potential up to 35%. And so we are requesting, and all the stakeholders, be it the institution, be it the farmers, we come together, we do the planting, we can do the exotics. Those one will give us timber, firewood, poles, and also we can do the indigenous for conservation purposes.
We'll encourage the members of the public, wherever you are, plant trees, grow a tree. Back in the day when we were growing up, there was this thing, our late president, our second president, the late Daniel Moi, would tell us about pandeni miti kutuzuia nini mmonyoko wa udongo. So it is not a one thing, it is continuous.
Kwangu wito wangu ni kwamba tuendelee kuangalia mazingira yetu. Tunajua tukiongea mambo ya miti tunaongea maji ya hewa safi, tunaongea mambo ya maji, na tunaongea mambo hata hiyo miti ikitoka hapa inaweza hata toka pesa na itengeneze vitu zingine.
Tunahimiza wananchi wao wachunge hii miti, wale ambao wamepewa mashamba kulima hapa waiangalie vizuri, na tunaendelea hii kitu tunaendelea naye katika kaunti yetu ya Murang'a, hata mahali pengine tunapanda right from the chiefs, assistant chiefs, watu binafsi. Tumehimiza hii jambo ya serikali by the year 2032 to at least tumepanda 15 billion trees as the
Leaders in Turkana County have issued a strong warning to the government, demanding that all infrastructure and security challenges be addressed before oil exploration begins in the region. The leaders, among them Turkana East MP Nicholas Ngikoro and his Turkana South counterpart, say they will not allow the transportation of oil until roads such as the Lokicha, Lokori, Kapedo, Chemolingot highway are upgraded and security along the Turkana-West Pokot border is guaranteed. They further maintain that development must come hand in hand with security and infrastructure to ensure the community also benefits from the region's resources.
Mafuta kama itapelekwa kwa magari, mimi naomba hii barabara tutengeneze kutoka Lokichar kupitia Lokori, kupitia Kapedo mpaka Chamalingoto Junction. Ndio itakuwa rahisi kurahisisha hii mafuta kuingia kule Kenya na sehemu zingine. Lakini barabara mrefu hii na hii milima ya Kamatira sitaangusha hii magari.
Want to request the President of the Republic of Kenya aweze kutatua mambo ya conflict between Pokot and Turkana. Otherwise, it will affect transportation of this oil. Na sitakubali to provide security kwa mafuta ile hali watu wangu ambayo wanaishi within the borders of West Pokot and Turkana County wanaumia. Watu wangu wanawawa kila siku. Watu wangu wanawawa kila siku to an extent serikali enyewe ndio inaua watu wangu.
Kumbe hakuna kitu bari tunachukua kwa Kenya. Kila kitu ni kupigania tu. Sasa kama unaleta jeshi kutengeneza maji, hata utapeleka sisi electricity, ukatupeleka maana ya technical jobs yani plumbing vitu kama hizo.
And taking you back, and is that a dark cloud hangs over the Isiolo South tonight following the death of Member of Parliament Tubi Bidu Mohammed, who passed away while receiving treatment at the Nairobi hospital. And tributes continue to pour in as leaders and citizens alike remember a man whose service touched many lives. National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has led the nation in mourning the late legislator, describing him as dedicated and visionary leader who served his people with humility and commitment. And details surrounding his death still remain scanty as at now, as the country comes to terms with a sudden loss. We will continue bringing you more updates on this developing story as we send our heartfelt condolences to his family, friends, and the people of Isiolo South. May his soul rest in eternal peace. And that sad story brings us to the end of tonight's EBN Prime Edition. On behalf of our sign language interpreter Lauro Mondi and the entire EBN News team, thank you for spending your evening with us. And before I leave, remember that in real life, nobody watches a movie just for the beautiful scenes. What keeps people watching is the tension, the twist, and the powerful ending. Your life is not different. The challenges are part of the story, and the ending will be worth it. So keep going. Your best scenes are yet to come. I'm George Kayesi, wishing you peace tonight, strength for tomorrow, and joy that lasts beyond the morning. From all of us here at EBN, good night, and may God bless you.